Welcome back to Tran plays Uncharted Oceans 2. Go and talk about some of the mechanics that we didn't hit last time, so before we dive right back into the story, we'll discuss more of the game features. This is a very, very heavily monetized game. I didn't really show it in the first episode, because I really don't like monetization stuff, but it's important to show why I kind of have certain distaste. First off, we have these exclamation points that are telling you really should click this stuff. The game shop is, as you might expect, you spend diamonds to get prizes. Gift pack is what they call it. If we take a look, this one has apparently 10 gemstone rings. This one probably will give you one of these things, such as a copper ore, which I could find very easily. These are very likely the diamonds that you purchase real-world money with, and these are ones that you can earn that give you some semblance, some similarities. It doesn't get all the same materials. For example, if we look at ships, this can be purchased with my diamonds. But if we go to upgrade, oh look, it's the rainbow diamond. If I want the very best ships, there we go. And this does have some PvP, though it does seem to be opt-in PvP, and there are PvE, as in against environment, monsters that really need your best weapons. It's feasible that you can't complete in-game content. The offline single-player version of this, Uncharted Ocean 1, did have that. It was a big struggle to beat the last in-game stuff, because they neutered the monetization stuff from the port, I believe. I don't quite know how it all works out, but I do know that a lot of people could not defeat the last bosses. We can see that they have regular passes. As you get experience, you can claim more rewards. If you've paid money, like a subscription, you can get these with it. If I had the level 1 reward, I had to get this. I have a level 5 reward, so I get all of these. I'll go and claim all, that's fine. Daily quests. You do these, get experience towards the past XP and weekly XP, it looks like. Newcomer's pack. Pay $1 and you'll get a whole new ship, the Sea Rabbit. This, by the way, is insane durability. 110,000. I wish they used commas. Speed on the left is world speed. Speed on the right is battle speed. Sailing time on the left is days with food. Sailing time on the right is days on low food. But that was 110,000 stats. If we were to go to the shipyard, what kind of boats can we buy? Oh look, 14,000. We're missing an extra 0 there. That's a pretty big difference. Now that being, and remember that is something you get as a newbie pack, meaning that they expect that when you start the game, you'll buy that. Cool holiday. This is one of those fear of missing out things. So at the end of November 19th, they will go to the next cycle, and you can only redeem these rewards during this cycle. I have played Chinese heavily monetized games before, and I know what they're like. I never spent a dime on it, because I did it out of stubbornness. I wanted to see if I could beat paid players. We can see that very, very likely, once November 20th rolls around, these things will be totally worthless. I don't imagine that it will repeat next year on November 13th. It might. I wouldn't bank on it though. That's a whole year of letting it sit in your inventory, which is limited, by the way. If we were to click on this icon, we can see that I have 150 inventory slots. You can expand your inventory using a backpack right here. I don't currently have one, but there are free options. I'm sure that there are also paid options. But we've already established that ships are paid. Well, I can definitely tell you that I've seen weapons for sale as well. What else is there? Let's see. We've covered these things. Guild. You can create a guild for 100 diamonds, or you can join an existing guild. We'll check that out in a bit, because this is an MMO. Well, they say it wants to be an MMO, but there's really like 5 players online at a time. Team. That's considered a party. We have no friends. You can pick your skills here. You can set up your 5 ships here. We'll take a look at that in a second. You can set up which officers are on what boats. This is my primary boat. I got the Zheng He Fu by logging in on the second day. It was just something that anybody can get at this point in time if you just log in 2 days in a row. So we can see that there's multiple officers that we can stash on different ships. Under fleet, we have total capacity, total number of equipped cannons, total armor, total durability, that's my hit points. And then I still don't know what this 2 different speeds are. And then my individual ship down here. If you wanted to equip it, you go to ship. Talents is the thing I did want to spend a lot of time on. I mean, I wanted to talk about it for sure. So we've hit these 4. Event. It's all this monetization stuff. We can pay monthly. We can pay. It says valid for permanent. If you, I guess you pay $16. It claims you can have it forever. Number 1, that's assuming they're telling the truth and it wasn't maybe a mistranslation or deliberately misleading you. And number 2, if the game is continuing to run. Remember that they never finished the first game. Trade service. So I can get a 30-day ability to have an improved automated trade route. It's basically letting the game idle make money for you. You have a generous 7 cities to do without this. This would give you an extra 5. Sweep service. This is auto battle dungeons. Tax exemption. I pay like a 5% tax when I buy and sell stuff, and 20% reputation bonus. So reputation is your experience bar. That's really what it is. It's not like a reputation for a city. It's literally your experience. So the more things you do to increase your rep, the more levels you get. So this is my 6th day of logging in on Nusao. You can have 4 characters per Steam account. Oh wait. Okay, no, it's my 5th day. Never mind. My bad. Online rewards, when you have played a certain amount of time, up to 120 minutes, you can get 30 diamonds. So you can claim all of these. I will say that this is the one monetization feature they didn't make super as bad as they could have, but if they knew they could, they probably would. What they could have done is not continue the next timer until you've claimed this reward. Thankfully, they don't, but I have seen Chinese monetization games that do it. Americans are rightfully upset with all the games that have monetization creeping into their games. I've seen way worse. I'm not saying like, I have it worse than you. No. I mean, like, I've seen way worse that they haven't even started doing because it's not normal for them. This is a Chinese company. I expect this stuff. And so when I see that 8 minutes have passed by, this timer actually starts going on. That's generous by Chinese monetization standards. So I guess I'll give them props for that. Once a day, you can launch, you can spin a wheel. I'm certain that it's not even odds for everything. Physically looks like it. I'm 100% certain it's not going to be. You can have this toggled on. I recommend you do so it just automatically gives you your reward. Then the consumption wheel. Consumption is the English translated word in these Chinese monetization games for if you've spent enough money, you get extra prices on top of what you purchased. I haven't played any English monetization games like World of Warcraft, Warframe. I haven't played any of those, so I'm familiar with this stuff here, like consumption wheel. So let's say I bought that one Queen Anne's vessel, right? That warship with 110,000 hit points. I would be able to draw 24 times. Is it? Oh no, 2 times. 2 times, wasn't it? Where was that? Gameshop? Okay, no, it's 1280. Okay, so I had to be able to spend 12 times. The ship is 240. So I can actually afford the Queen Martin. Saint Martin. But this character is almost level 30. Not that I'm really playing him hardcore or anything. And I'll explain more about that in a bit. So we've covered all of the primary things. We covered events. Logbook is just your encyclopedia, and it's not very informative. Let's take a look at, say, the COG 2. Built in Keelung or bought in London. Yeah. First off, this is not going to be the only place you can ever buy them, and that's fine. It's nice that it tells you that, but a lot of it's actually going to say this. Obtained from the starter pack. Let's just pick one. Okay, these are the small ships, so my bad. The small ships you can build. So let's take a look at medium ship. Bought in the game shop. Bought in the game shop. I was trying to click on that. Bought in the game shop. Obtained by next day login. This is the one I have. Built or bought in Fuzhou. So I can actually build this, and I do know that. I can build this one, and I think this one? Built in Keelung. But we saw that there's maybe about 4 up here that are bought only. That was just the medium ships, by the way, the second class of ships. Bought in the game shop. Built with a blueprint. Okay, so these question marks are typically blueprint. And yes, not only are materials for sale, but also blueprints. Obtained exclusively during the 4th season of the pass. I'm gonna guess that this game has been running in China for a while, and we're way past the 4th season. Either that or they're expecting to give this to you later. Royal Christmas event. Right, let me double check I'm recording real quick. It claims I am. Okay. I've got this yellow border around the edges of my screen because the game capture of OBS, it says it does not record things in Chromium. So rather than run into possible problems, I'm just running it in window capture mode. I had display capture mode before, but in Baldur's Gate it was stuttering for whatever reason one time, and I had to redo a lot of stuff because it was stuttering. So I don't want that, because this is an online game. I can't load a save if things go wrong. So Growth Guide is something that you can do to get more perks, essentially. You do these little sub-objectives, which are pre-designated. It's not a random thing like the other stuff some of what we've been seeing, such as collect 10 treasure chests, pick up 100 floating items. You can do that at any point. This is just one time only, forever, and you do these and you're good. As you claim these little stars, you get activity points, and then you can slowly continue to climb this, getting something like a medium Arab Dhow, or you can have a new officer, Nebel. I think that's every one of these options, right? Aside from guild, which I don't have a guild in right now. We've got quest and achievements. Quests are what we've been doing. I've read a lot of these. Achievements, you can, once you see the little thing that says like chop hands, that was the very first one I ever had. It was here in wealth. You won't be able to see it anymore, by the way, because it's buried like under multi-millionaire. Chop hands was something along the lines of personal assets, or maybe it was this. This is more like a tier. As you do things, you climb up the higher tier, and then you can click complete to get the thing that's displayed. In this case, I might be able to get Smoothbore B20. However, to even equip it, I would need Smoothbore Mastery level 9. Alright, now let's talk about talents. Okay, there, it's just taking a while. This is the talent window we saw earlier, and I can actually show you how many talents there are in the game. For you Path of Exile players, this is nothing. So this is not very intimidating, really. I have played a little bit of Path of Exile. I think I played one round season, I guess. But I'm 100% sure I did not min-max that character. Anyways, many of these things require sub-objectives, and that's what I wanted to discuss today. Just kind of show you, hey, you should do these things. If you did decide to play the game, there are good points about it. It's just I felt a bit of disgust looking at this half-finished translated product when they haven't even finished the first game. And they changed their name to boot, which looks fishy as all get out. Is that how you say it? Alright. So the exclamation marks indicate that I can look at it to purchase. It doesn't mean I can actually purchase it. For example, food supplier. I have not fulfilled this checkmark yet. I need to learn from the tavern owner. His name is Buchi Tian in Guangzhou. This is the important part. If I hit unlock now, nothing happens. I need to learn it. Let's click it again just in case you missed it. So the exclamation point does not mean that you have fulfilled all the objectives, but you are at least the appropriate level for. Smoothbore Mastery for level 3, I would need to reach level 30. I need to complete some quests at 30, and I need to have learned this from the cannon fan named Deck in the city Batavia. There's no space here. There's probably supposed to be an enter key. Learn from cannon fan, and then his name is Deck. Alright, so we take a look at food supplier. It says that we need to learn from Guangzhou. So click on the map, click on world, type in Guangzhou. You gotta spell it right. If you misspell anything, it doesn't work. So let's put the U back in. Hit search. It is over here. Let's go ahead and sail there now. Someone mentioned about losing their character. This censor is super, super heavy. You can't even say thank you without being censored. I think TM is censored. ICE is censored. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. It is super strict. Considering this is a game with focused heavily on monetization, you think they'd be less strict on censorship? Because people who are probably old enough to pay money for a microtransaction game, I'm on fire by the way, let's go ahead and use that. People who are old enough to pay for a microtransaction game probably don't care about censorship. The censorship makes it look worse. Like if I see star wipe, I'm thinking someone just got insulted. But I think he's probably saying a server wipe or something. Or it's probably another wipe. O-T-H-E-R. Yeah, that looks like. So the word other is banned. whatever. And then as far, SF is banned. Now I say SF because if you try putting a space between your letters, doesn't work. It just censors all those other letters too. So if you put S.F, also censored. I have played enough Chinese monetization games to know that if the game accepts Cyrillic alphabet, you can paste those in, go to Wikipedia, type in Cyrillic, highlight the A, and copy that and paste it into the game whenever you wanted to use the word with a letter A in it. You can get around most censorship that way. Alright, so on this map, you can actually click and scroll, but we can see, thankfully, the game tells us, hey, there's a book to indicate that Vanessa is going to teach us something. If we wanted to, we could actually warp over to the city gate faster by just hopping out and then heading back in. Can I walk in this way? Probably not. Even though there's literally a road here, I'm pushing to the right. You can see the screen kind of shaking. That is not actually a path we can take. On this map, you can actually also tell your guy to go to, and he'll automatically navigate there. So you don't have to do what I had done. It's lagging pretty bad. This is also the tavern owner. So another way we could have done this is click on tavern owner, and we could go to travel. However, if the person you want to learn from is one of these characters, I don't know why I'm physically pointing at the screen with my left hand, but if the person you want to learn from is one of these characters, you can actually just click the learn button without heading to them, and then click the corresponding skill and money. However, I want to show you how to find anybody, not just the person we're looking for, because not all of them are an NPC that you can interact with from the map. Some of them would just be random, something like Medicine Man or Cannon Fan. We go to click on Learn Skill, Food Supplier. We have now learned this skill. If, for whatever reason, the game doesn't register it, then just log out and back in, and then it'll update your skill tree. It won't continue to try to take money if you try to learn it a second time, third time. It just won't understand why you're trying to learn the skill. So if this hasn't updated for you, just log out. The reason why I'm suggesting you really pick up these supplier skills is it gives you more money. Reduces the purchase price by food products by 3%. So if I were to buy, I don't know, let's say peppers or something. Let me hit the L button on the keyboard. Okay, we can see that I'm carrying some. Let's see here, what is this specifically? View details. There was a way to alcohol. There it is. So this is an alcohol, not a food item. This is a medicine. So this, yeah, that's not a food item. I would sell all of these. But if it was a food item, it would have a it'll have the 75% crossed out and say 72% next to it because I get a 3% bonus. Okay, so let's actually go back to talent tree. So other places we want to go to are Chongqing, Busan, and Ningbo. Ningbo is right here. Busan is over here. And Chongqing is over here. Now, cool thing about it, I would say I'll give the game props when it deserves it, and it doesn't often deserve it. Game still has some fun because I love Uncharted Waters, and this does fulfill some of those desires. But cool thing is, as long as you type the name correctly, even if you don't know it's there, it will lead you to it. Although I can't auto nav to it right now. Once I start sailing, once I'm out in the sailing world, let's go and just start sailing. Set sail. And then we're going to type in Chongqing again. It's right around here, so we'll click on that. Travel. As long as you click directly in the river, it'll try to find its way there. It may not always be great. When I was nearing Iceland, it wanted to take me all the way around the world, even though it was just a couple feet to my left. Events. I can do my online reward for a rosewood key. So while we're sailing, I'll talk a little bit more. I said this character. The reason why I named him Nassau is the other Uncharted Ocean game, as well as the original Uncharted Waters on the SNES, which you should absolutely check out. It is worth your time to check out, really. Well, those start you off in Europe. And so when I started this game, it would ask you to pick your family. Like, who do you belong to? So I picked the Nassau family, and I'm bad at names, so I just named myself Nassau. Well, I didn't know that this game actually made you start in the Orient. So I thought, okay, well, I actually have an Asian name. I'll just play a character named Tran. So I created a new character, named him Tran, and I'm using that. I have played him a total of 4 hours. 2 hours to get back to where we last were, which is Sea Monster's Treasure, and then 2 hours on top of that just to kind of get ourselves situated, get a few resources. All right, so now we're near Chongqing. Click on this. If we go to Nebo, really, yeah, I'll click recruit just to warp to him. Nebo's right here. And if I wanted to recruit him, he would need... I don't know why it's offering to let me recruit him, though, because he was absolutely in the growth guide. I assume that it doesn't give him to me twice. Well, we'll go ahead and recruit him anyways, because there's not very many options for a free low-level player like me. So this will add him to our command deck. But the reason why it was leading us here is this tavern owner also teaches a skill. Seasoned Supplier, or Seasoning Supplier. So that's... we can see that this seasoning is 3% cheaper than it would have been. Coptis is medicine, so we don't get a discount on that yet. Alright, Ningbo was one of the other ones. I know we sailed past it, but I was trying to explain the important stuff first. I front load my information. That probably makes me a bad YouTuber, but I hope it makes me a decent human being. Anyways, just the big takeaway there is that you can type in any city you want. So let's say that you actually are an Uncharted Waters player, and you're maybe familiar with the name Lisbon. Let's type that in. Bam! Now, I have actually sailed over here because I made myself a chart because I wanted to buy a new ship, right? I was like, oh man, I got such a lousy ship. I don't want to constantly be incompetent when I'm trying to deal with anything because my character is weak, so I'm not buying stuff. Well, I have found what I believe is the best ship I can get at this stage of the game, and they cost about 33.6 million gold. I really wish they had commas here. If they're going to make everything so expensive, they need to have more commas. In this area, our next learning thing is at the Medicine Saint. So we do need to walk there. While we're doing this, we can actually also hit the L key on our keyboard and just go ahead and start transacting. As long as we're not using the map to buy these things, it won't actually teleport us. The person we're looking for is the Medicine Saint right here, and then we can learn the skill. This is why I had to teach you gotta walk there sometimes. He was nowhere on the actual map. Now anytime we buy medicine, it'll be 3% cheaper. I think. I'm assuming all of the talents work that way. I didn't actually read them. Purchase price of 3%, yeah. And then we got bargaining skill. This is a random one. You use it. It says 1 item per game month, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it might also mean per city per month. If I click on Trader right now, you'll watch the background, okay? Watch the background. You see that I've warped. As long as you actually use the L key, you're alright. The place has just restocked, so we'll go ahead and buy. An interesting thing to note is the game restocks individually. So if you see other people hanging around, don't worry that you're taking the goods away from them. They're their specific account. They have their own things. And if you were to get sunk out there in the ocean, you don't lose your stuff. In fact, as far as I know, you don't lose anything. Maybe that's just because I'm low level and they're being gracious to me. Perhaps when you're level 50 or something, you lose all your resources. I don't know. All I can tell you is where I'm at right now, if I were to get sunk by another player or even a pirate, I lose nothing. In fact, if I get wounded and then I don't die, I have to pay for those repairs. But if I just die, I don't have to pay squat. Also, while you're at it, if you hit resolve, this returns you back to base. This could be useful here. We're just walking around on land and you want to go back to the city. We're in Busan. Busan is a great place to sell your things at this time in the game. The game's economy fluctuates based off of player investments, and I'm not 100% sure I understand all of it. Actually, before we do that, let me see something here. Take a look at the talent. Which talent am I thinking of? This is the price of item is lowered by 4%. Okay, so it won't happen this time around. Maybe it's over here. We'll worry about this later. Although it's just worse for our character, I'd rather make a good video. So we'll continue this tree first. So we need to find Grandpa Zhan Yu. He's over here by the armor dealer. So we'll just go and click on trade to the armor dealer, warp over there, and then talk to Grandpa Zhan Yu. Alright, let's take a look at talents again. It doesn't show anything. So what I'm thinking of must be over here. Okay. There's a way to make a little bit more money. It's kind of the inverse. If I wanted to bargain for this, let's go and just hit it now. We get a better 4% savings here. So we rolled the highest we could have. Let's go and sell all these things. Well, the inverse of that is when you're selling items, if you don't click sell all and instead click sell, there'll be a button right here that says that allows you to raise the price for that. So I'm going to find out for sure whether or not some of these things are per city or just period per month. Using my bargain on kimchi or whatever it was is a complete waste, considering it's like 40 bucks each and I don't even buy enough to make that worthwhile. Wrong button. Trader, trade. Go and sell this. How do we even click it? Yeah, I can bargain this. So it's maybe in per game month, per city, perhaps. So let's go ahead and bargain this and buy that. Awesome. Alright, that is the first talent tree covered. I can't go to these. There's no. First off, there was nothing like an exclamation mark indicating like I should look at it. We can see that I need to really reach level 30 before I can do these things. I don't even know where Thonburi is, but thankfully, with the technique I showed you earlier, I don't need to know. I can just go to world map, type in Thonburi as long as I spell it right. It's over here. Okay, so apparently I missed the city. Actually, probably right here. So I missed the city there when I was sailing around. I missed the city because these are pirates that are level 40 or something, and they would just crush me. What other talents can we check out? Let's check on this side. This will increase the quantity of goods available for purchase in affiliate port cities by 10%. That's fine. Let's see if that helps give me more silver. Whoops, I keep clicking the wrong button. I didn't get more silver right now. That may be when it stocks every month. The game claims, in the tips, it claims that it stocks every month. It doesn't necessarily mean the first of every month, though. Talent. Okay, I can buy this one. This will increase the quantity of goods. Wait, well, didn't we just do that? Oh, affiliated port cities. Okay, I guess this is not an affiliated port city. I don't know what that exactly means. It may be my Nassau guild. I can't show you the icon for it right now, I don't think. That may be this, or maybe your guild. Again, I don't particularly know, because your guild will be these things. So this might be your affiliation. It does not have to be the same family you started with, but if it was, it would be this family. Price hiking. Learn from King Dao. And learn from Busan. Let's go ahead and head over to Busan right now just to sell our silver. And then after I show you how to get these merchant talents that you can purchase once you hit level 20, do progress the plot line though, because that unlocks new skills. Levels unlock new things to do, as well as unlocking the storyline. You won't be able to equip cannons on your ship, regardless of your level, if you haven't gone through the cannon tutorial of the game. So let's go ahead and click on Trader. Take a look at this. I don't currently have that, but when I do, we'll sell this for a lot more money. Oh yeah, we were here to learn something. Weren't we? Wasn't it Busan? King Dao. Chamber Master. Okay. I know the Chamber Master's right there. I would assume that maybe the book would show here, but it can't fit. We'll just click on Chamber Master. We don't actually have to go to him, because I did tell you that as long as the character is here, you can just click Learn. Done. Alright, also how to read this stuff. First off, was it King Dao? That's right. This, if it's in green, this is the number of money you will make. So we should get a 29,000 profit compared to what we paid for it, assuming that the game calculates everything correctly. And then if it's red, that means how much money you will lose. That's why sometimes I might see like a green number that's lower than the red number. I might say green is 7,000 and red is 8,000. 8,000 is better than 7,000. No, that means I would lose 8,000 by selling there. However, it's not that big a deal. At least right now, the game was just released. It's in probably what I would assume early access, maybe. They already have prizes for 4 seasons though, so I don't know how reliable that can be. This is about the same quality. Everything in this game is about the same quality as in Uncharted Oceans 1. All the incomplete stuff from Uncharted Oceans 1 is over here. Anyways, we can go to Trader. We can learn directly from him. Price hiking skill. So let's try. We're gonna sell this. I'm gonna hike the price on this. Kimchi. Okay, again, don't do it for kimchi. It's such a small price. Alright, as far as things that are recommended, yeah, it's a good no-brainer to buy. But in this case, I'm actually going to buy the most expensive stuff first, as long as it's maybe below 80-70%. So buy that, then buy the air-dried beef. You can see I have a 3% discount on that. Then buy the graphite. We'll spend our money on the burdock, and we're already out of room. We didn't even get to the alabaster. Now, I just spent on my bargaining on... You can see that's 35,000, 54,000. So it is the same. So we'll head over to Pyongyang just as a change of pace. But in general, I have found that the best prices are in Busan. It doesn't mean you need to sail to Busan all the time, because time is money. The extra 3, 10 minutes, 30 minutes you spend sailing to Busan it might not be worth it if there's just another city minutes closer. Go to that one instead. Alright, so go to Trader. Let's take a look at... Actually, well, let's click on sell for all of them. Again, don't click sell all. We can see that I got raised price again. So it appears to be per month per city, which is awesome. So I'll take a look at the one that has the most profit. 54,000 right there. 54. Okay, so we'll raise the price on that one. It's now we get an extra 60,000 if we sell it. Up at the level 29 now. All right. And that's how you would run this game. It's basically a capitalism game. If you like Reciteer, maybe this is your jam. Still, I would say that if this game at all seems interesting to you and you've never played the SNES game Uncharted Waters, do that first. Play that. And if you still want more, if you played all 6 characters from that and you still want more, yeah, maybe come check this game out. Okay, that covers the mechanics of the game. Now let's go ahead and load up my Tran character and we'll pick things up. Then let's go ahead and head to the guild and I'll talk about some of the stuff we saw there. This is our guild roster. Our president is level 75. There's a weekly contribution that's right here that can be earned by winning investment auctions, essentially. And I haven't currently unlocked that on Tran because he's trying to catch up. I've been, talking about the game rather than playing it. Occupation. Cities are given to a guild and retire, I think, on Thursday and Sunday. China time zones. Whatever you see here, probably. Welfare, that's just what we get out of being in the guild. So Amsterdam is owned by us, it looks like. All of this stuff is owned by us. Here is the welfare assistance text scroll if you'd like to read that. We are a Habsburg family type faction, and these are the other factions. This is what our logo looks like, and we are, of course, we'd have like 100% with ourselves if you want to think of it that way. So what we want to do is if we were to take a look at the rankings and examine the other guilds, we might consider Avignon Knights that has 10 occupied cities. And if we cared about having better commerce, we would look at Avignon Knights and try to raise our relationship with that. We can even see 33 cities right here. That's for all of the Avignon Knight guilds in existence, not just the one that I looked at right there. Castle Siege, that's battling, and I don't think there's really any sieging going on because it's a level 95-ish area. So I don't have information about that. And when I asked our guild president, they said that nobody was really doing that yet because nobody's really in that range. If we take a look at ranking go by levels, you can see that nobody's quite at 95 yet, I suppose. Alright, let's go into the guild hall. This is my first time really checking out the stuff here. The shop, you can see the name of the city, and that's where your source comes from. So if we didn't own Pinjar, we wouldn't be able to buy this. Stuff on the right is guild vouchers that you get for, I guess, doing quests and winning the portions of investments inside cities. You can kind of see that there's a bunch of random knickknacks. I mean, nothing that immediately jumps out at me, but that is also because I am relatively new to the game. Let's check out the other counter. Whoops, that was... Let's sign in. I didn't sign in the previous day I was here, I suppose. That's unfortunate. I was here on the 14th, but I didn't know that there was a sign in, because it said sign, right? And I wasn't ready to record at the time. That's fine. I wonder what that book was. Artillery manual. Alright, so I can accept a guild quest for the other factions. I can look at what it says. Please go to Casablanca and donate some gold coins. I don't want to do that. If you borrow, you must repay. Go to Guangzhou Guild? Well, that's not very far. Yeah, let's try that. It says I may keep the extra 5,000 gold, so I'm assuming I'm not going to lose money. Okay, I got 20,000. And I assume I can only do the one? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay. That's actually not too far from us. We're currently in Edo. Guangzhou is over here. And with the magic of editing... click on this and head over there, wherever it is. I see that there's no mayor here, so I could attempt to vie for this if I progressed far enough along with the story quests. Faith moves mountains. Your Chamber of Commerce is trustworthy indeed. I hope we will have further cooperation in the future. 20 trade vouchers or coupons. Okay. And that was the quest itself. Friendliness, I don't know if it went up any. Did I? Actually, I don't think it was Avignon Knights. I don't remember who it was, actually. I can't go inside the guild from indoors already, so we have to exit out. And then I'll have the My Guild button. And can I accept another quest? I don't know what the value was before this, and I assume it was this guild, but it probably goes up by 5, considering the others are just in increments of 5. Oh, it's right here. It probably would be 5 friendliness, 100 guild contribution for the week, and 20 trade vouchers. Okay. Quite sure what the guild contributions themselves does, but I should have... We got 300 now. Okay. And none of these actually do anything. I'm not sure what these really indicate. Maybe it's going to be something in the future. Alright, that should cover what I know about the guilds. Let me make some progress in the storyline so I can look at the investment section. When investing, you have a new tab, Guild Investment. Instead of the personal investment, which is down here, when you start adding things here, that counts towards your guild. This refreshes the ownership rate and funds on the 1st of each month. Not quite sure what that means in English, but I was told that on Thursdays and Sundays, it resets. Right now, we still need to get actual ships rather than the starter newbie ships that we have. So I'm going to save every penny I've got for the time being. Even if it sounds selfish, even in the long run, this will be more valuable. Because right now, our ships don't hold that much compared to normal ships. The ships that are typically in this class would have a capacity of 6,000. The ships I'm looking at have a capacity like 3 times that. They're not in this area. They're on the other side of the world, specifically in Amsterdam or Palma. It's going to be quite a ways away, but I can actually get there by hopping on the ground and then just abandoning my ship for a little while. That was the way I first explored that on Nassau. Alright, that should cover the mechanics that we didn't really get the chance to look at. In the next episode, we'll carry on with the story and see if it gets any better. The game does have its enjoyable points. I know I didn't get that across very well in the first episode. It's just that I was so frustrated with what I was seeing and what I wanted. Thank you for watching this video on the game mechanics of Uncharted Oceans 2. I'll see you next time.